Let's circle back to our big story with NEDA recommending that restrictions be eased to MGCQ by March. To speak with us more about this, joining us tonight is Cabinet Secretary Karlo Nograles. Secretary Nograles, welcome to the big story.
Ay, magandang gabi sa iyo, Robbie. Magandang gabi sa lahat ng mga nanonood ngayon.
Nga po. Secretary Nograles, we're reporting this as a recommendation from NEDA. How close is that to actually being policy?
Well, ultimately, si Pangulong Duterte yung magdedesisyon. It will be up to him to decide. The IATF is merely recommendatory. And because we are an interagency task force, that means we take into consideration the inputs from the health sector and even our economic team. So ito yung pinag-uusapan na nga natin that we're already on National Action Plan Phase 3, then going into the next phase, which is the vaccination rollout. And we've always stated naman na sa Phase 3 ng National Action Plan, we really have to balance the health needs of the health sector and the economic needs of our people as well. So as we move and transition towards the vaccination rollout, we have to be we have to reopen the economy even more, no? In preparation also for more vigorous movement ng ating ekonomiya, especially once we start rolling out the vaccines.
In striking that balance between lives and livelihood, as nabanggit nyo nga po, we will still consult the public health sector and also the economic managers. What about the private sector and local governments? Will they have a voice in here? I asked Secretary because yesterday we spoke with a lot of mayors in Metro Manila, and they were also speaking on behalf of the private sector with whom they were interfacing, and they said they were never consulted on the other significant move, to the other recommendation to reopen cinemas. And they said they were never consulted.
Well, actually, when it comes to the private sector, we are also hearing a lot of clamor from the private sector, especially from the industries that were greatly affected by these restrictions. No? So we have divided the whole industry into 4 categories. No? And we know that category number 4 is the one that is most affected. This is where most of the tourism and entertainment industries or businesses fall under. So what we have been doing is, as far as category 1 and 2 and 3 are concerned, we have been slowly opening it up some more. Well, especially category 3, no? Kasi category 1 and 2 are the essential industries. So they've been open regardless of community quarantine classification. But for category 3, we've been opening it even more and more safely, I might add, para makabalik at makabigay tayo ng hanapbuhay at trabaho sa ating mga kababayan na who are in that category, no? But in category, so after we're done with category 3, we're now moving to category 4. Okay. So this is where we're seeing some reactions, no? From LGUs that have been in GCQ for the longest time. Yes. And I'm really talking here about NCR. For the longest time, it's been NCR has been the one that has been most restricted among all of the other localities. But mind you, syempre yung basis namin dito are localities that have been less and less restrictive. And tulad ng cinemas, sabihin natin, sa cinemas, we have already granted MGCQ areas 50% capacity for cinemas. And we haven't seen any super spreader events so far, no? That's because of adherence to the health and safety protocols na sinusundan naman ng both ng patrons ng cinemas and the management ng cinemas. So right now, we're now moving towards yung mga areas na GCQ, and ito na nga, we are now setting forth the guidelines and allowing these industries to open some more para makapagbigay tayo ng hanap buhay sa mga naapektuhan. With regard to if they were consulted, well, number one, yung guidelines, subject to guidelines. That's why we issued a resolution na subject to guidelines. Kasi isa sa pinal pa natin ang guidelines. And that really means consultation with the stakeholders, and that necessarily means mga LGUs. And number two, represented naman po ang Metro Manila mayors doon sa loob ng IATF. Nandyan po yung mga MMDA officials natin, and we open an invitation to Metro Manila mayors to attend. And in fact, might I add, there was one Metro Manila mayor who was representing them, no, in that meeting.
Okay. Secretary Karlo Nograles, maraming salamat po.